Hi everyone, I'm Dry, and welcome to Android Makeover, a channel where you can learn how to make pretty and cool Android apps using .NET MAUI technology. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to code an onboarding page. Whether you're new to .NET MAUI, or you just want to learn how to code a modern onboarding page that consists of 3 beautiful slides, this video is for you. So sit back, relax, and let's get started. We will start by creating a class called OnboardingItems inside the models folder that I have just created. This class consists of information that will be displayed in our onboarding page. When you created this project from scratch, you probably would have the main page files. You can delete them. Here also, for example, I added a new folder called Views, where I can, save all related views or pages that are gonna be displayed in the app. I, for instance, put the onboarding page files here. On the right side, you can see that the onboarding item class will have 4 public and private properties, and of course, a constructor. Now, let's take a look closer to the class onboarding item that we have just created. As you can see here, the class onboarding item will have all the information that is needed to be displayed in onboarding page. We have a title here that is displayed at the top, and then we have this beautiful background that is created by the talented Pablo Stanley, and then here at the bottom we have a description text. We have previously created the onboarding page inside the views folder. Now we are going to start coding the page so it will look like the design that I previously showed. In the onboarding page I have defined a grid which will hold the content of the page, and inside them I have added a carousel view named Onboarding Carousel View. The reason I chose the carousel view here as the UI control is because it just works out of the box, and you don't have to code from scratch anymore to get the look and feel of a typical onboarding page. I set the loop of the carousel view to false and the flow direction to left to right. Any of these parameters can be optionally changed depending on how you want the carousel view in onboarding page to behave. In the code behind, I have added a list of onboarding items. Since I know the onboarding page will only have 3 items, I have set the length to 3. Don't forget to implement the iNotify property change interface, so anytime the list is updated, the update will be reflected in the front end automatically. And finally, you have to bind the onboarding items to the carousel view. As you can see in the previous section, we have nothing but a blank page with some string. It means our data is binded properly to the page, but the app doesn't know how this data should be visually presented. And now comes the most exciting part. Let's add some data template to our carousel view so the data that is binded to the page can be displayed properly. Inside the data template, I have binded the title, background source, and the text of onboarding item. I am also using a combination of grid and frame to create the same look from the design mockups. As you can see here, I have also using dynamic resource to define the background and style of some UI elements. Remember to always use dynamic resource for styling any UI elements so they can be updated seamlessly even during runtime. A fun fact: changing from dark to light theme and vice versa works due to the use of dynamic resource. We will come to that in a later episode. Now, let's take a look at the code behind. In the code behind, I have added 3 items to the onboarding items list. Pretty simple, right? Remember when I mentioned about the dynamic resource? I have defined 2 styles that we can reuse in the future, so we don't have to manually define the font family and font size for each title or body text. For each custom style that we create, we must give them a key so we can reference them from the pages where we want to use them. We shouldn't also forget to update MAUI program file when we add new fonts to our application. You can do this easily by calling the addFont method. .NET MAUI also comes with the colors file where you can define your own color that you want to use in your app. In this project, for example, I have added two new colors, app background color and card background color. Let's now try again to rebuild our app and see how much it will change. Wow, look at that. The page now looks almost identical to the design mockups that we have. You can swipe this card to the right to reveal the next one. Pretty cool, right? What I will do now is to update the status bar since it currently has the color from the standard Android operating system. For this to work, we have to install .NET-MAUI Community Toolkit from the Widgets Manager. After you installed it, we have to set status bar color to app background color so it will have the same color as our page, and set the status bar style to dark content so you can read what actually displayed in the status bar. Yeah, it worked, and now the page looks so much cleaner, don't you think? This is the last part for today's episode. We will now create a button where user can click to get to the next onboarding page item. For this button, I will use the image button so I can create this fancy looking button instead of a normal square or circle button. You can find this image on my GitHub page, linked in the description. For this button, we will attach a click event. The event will be programmed in the code behind. Since there is currently a bug in the CarouselView, we have to use this workaround code so the user can go from one slide to the next one by clicking the button that we have just added. And now everything is done, let's see the app now in action. The page now looks exactly like the design mockups that we have. We have the slide with the title, background image and text, and we also have our fancy button here at the bottom on which we can click so the next slide will appear on the page. I hope you guys liked this simple tutorial. Let me know in the comment if you want me to cover some specific topics. See ya in the next episode. Bye bye.